To the school committee meeting of Monday, June 12th. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have nothing under audience. On to reports, monthly reports for the month of May. We have administrators, Dr. Harrison, Ms. Shipper, Mrs. Smith, Mrs. Shifley, Ms. Sheehan. Guidance, Ms. Black. Nurse, Ms. Pang. And pupil personnel services, Dr. Manigula.
4 motions to approve.
4 seconds.
All those in favor? That's a vote. Under school newsletters, for Jefferson, Eston, Memorial Park, the middle school, and the high school. Any questions or comments? No? Okay, we'll move on to the next thing. Thank you for putting those together. We certainly do read them. We just are going to keep on moving. Under old business, Phelps Elementary School update. Ms. Davidson?
I don't have an update for this evening, but we should go back and approve the minutes.
Oh,
we skipped
I
over
didn't
that.
vote, okay. So Phelps, their next meeting is
The 20th.
the June 20th, yeah. Okay, so we'll go backwards. Did I not take a vote for the,
I don't think.
No, we went from the pledge to audience.
I'm sorry, okay. Acceptance of the minutes for meeting of May 22nd.
Motion to approve.
And second?
All those in favor? Thank you for making sure I'm doing what I'm doing here. Now, we'll go backwards or forwards. Nothing under the Phelps. We'll go to a request for a new environmental science book. This is the second reading?
Was there any questions, or did anyone have any questions?
No?
No.
Okay.
And no comments? I did go in and look at the book while it was in the super's office. I feel that the first book that she presented to us was sort of user-friendly. It was very clear and concise. So I was hoping that we could choose that one if you all agree.
Yeah, also, I would just add that she did get back to us and clarify that it does come with a Portuguese translation. So I
Correct.
think it'd be very appropriate for our population, so I agree with that.
Okay. So I'll entertain a motion to accept the first book of her choice.
Motion to approve.
And second?
All those in favor? And that's a vote. Request for fundraisers. We have for Rockland High School class of 2024, 25, 26, and 27, they're doing class shirts for a pep rally starting September 1st. For the class of 2025, they're doing a Chipotle night, and the class of 2026 is also going to do a Chipotle night on September 20th.
3 motions to approve.
And 3 seconds.
All those in favor? And that's a vote. And now we'll go on to the athletic fee increase. Dr. Cron, Dan?
I'd like to invite Dan Kimball up to the podium.
Oh, I don't know why I passed it to you when I was
All
looking
right.
at them.
Good evening,
Sorry.
everybody.
Hi.
So we are looking to increase our athletic user fees from $200 to $250 annually. Just to give you a little bit of background here, we haven't had a user fee increase in about 8 years. I had spoken with prior athletic director Gary Graziano on this topic. Amongst South Shore League teams, moving our number from an annual $200 to $250 increase would still keep us at the lowest cost amongst schools that charge for athletics. I look at Abington for a lot like as a comparison, just because of the similar socioeconomic status, them being in the South Shore League, and they charge $175 a season. So they're upwards of $525 for a 3-sport athlete. We have about an 85+% population that are multi-sport athletes. So there are 6 schools. I know I'm talking kind of fast here, so at the end, feel free to let me know if you want me to repeat anything. But there are 6 schools within both the South Shore League and Patriot League that still go by the by-year user fee, and this encourages our athletes to participate in more sports. We also added a weight room supervisor position for the fall, winter, and spring. So it allows our kids to safely work out and stay in shape when they're off season. So this user fee would also cover that as well. So if a student were to play a fall sport, not necessarily participate in the winter, but wanted to stay in shape and stay fit, they could then go and work out after school, utilize the weight room in a safe way. and then obviously they could play something in the spring as well. So this one-time fee, like I said, encourages our students to participate in many sports, obviously, because you're getting your best bang for your buck if you're playing 3 sports. And obviously, there's that direct correlation between staying involved, especially with athletics, and having academic success. And then for students that are having some sort of financial insecurity, the parents are encouraged, obviously, to reach out. We work with parents through a financial waiver. We offer a payment plan, and then we have a complete financial waiver. We've never turned down any students who aren't able to pay for athletics. Do we have any questions related to the increase?
I have one question.
Sure.
A few months ago, you were here talking about some advertisements.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I had looked further into that for the advertisements through our Gipper graphics.
Yeah.
There's ongoing litigation with regards to name, image, likeness.
Okay.
And I had some concerns there just with regards to putting kids' faces out there with a sponsorship and maintaining that MIA eligibility. So I steered away from that for now. It's something that I'm going to entertain in the future, but a lot of schools who were doing it, and then that stuff really started to go to the forefront, got away from doing it just because of that. So I didn't want to put our kids in a bad situation and have sponsorships with regards to, in-town organizations or businesses, and then have somebody become academically ineligible because there's some sort of a conflated issue there.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, this sounds like this incremental increase may be in the best interest of our athletes, so thank you.
Yep.
I remember when my freshman this year signed up for her very first sport, and I'm thinking $200 wasn't that expensive, and that she does play 3 sports, and thinking, wow, that's, like you said, there's so many other sports in this town, or things in this town that are so expensive to have them being able to play all these sports. When I was reading over the information that you sent us along, I started to do some math, and we are well below what the other towns around us. And granted, we're Rockland and we're not Hingham and Cohasset and whatnot, but they're doing it per sport.
Yeah.
And still, even if we did it per sport, we would still be way under them.
Right.
So I think that this is a great idea for Rockland.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Anyone
You've
else?
answered, no, I was wondering when the last time you increased. You've answered what
Yeah,
I wanted.
so unfortunately, I just started last year, but when I reached out to Gary, he had indicated it's been about, he said, like 8 to 10 years, so.
All right. I'll entertain a motion to approve the increase in the sports fees.
Motion to approve?
And a second.
All those in favor?
Thank you guys very much, I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thanks for your time.
Have a great evening.
Okay,
School
let's
committee
go.
meeting dates?
Yes, I flipped and they went with them. Okay, so we have on the agenda for the school committee meeting dates for the next year, 2023 to the 2024 dates. Do we normally read these dates aloud?
I don't know it's necessary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does everyone here agree with these dates? It's the same, it's always the second and the fourth Monday of the month, and except for a few times when it hits a holiday like Columbus Day and Memorial Day, it goes to the Tuesday. But that's how it's always been? Does that work for everyone?
Yes.
All right.
Never mind.
Are you sure? Yep. Okay. I'll entertain a motion to accept the school committee meeting dates.
Motion to approve?
And a second.
All those in favor? And that's a vote. Okay. Now, we have a donation for Project Bread for $4,500. Dr. Cron?
Yeah, I just wanted to thank Adele Leonard, for our food service director, for pursuing this grant, and thank you to Project Bread for contributing $4,500 to our summer lunch program. So as you know, it's a great program, serves thousands of meals throughout the summer at multiple locations throughout town to kids for free. And thank you to Project Bread for being a part of this effort.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
And we'll send a thank you to them?
Absolutely.
Okay, and I agree. Those ladies work their tails off serving the kids all summer. The kids look forward to it. They riding their bikes down to
Yeah.
get their meals, so this is good all around. Any questions, concerns? Okay, we'll move on to the summer school programs for elementary enrichment acceleration program and middle school acceleration.
Excellent. I want to thank Kelsey Holbrook for taking the lead on this. Just to review what we're offering in the elementary schools for the summer, we have a Rockland Daycare Summer Program. We have 250 students currently enrolled. We are paying for 104 of those students through scholarships that we are providing for our most at-risk students. We have daily, morning, and afternoon enrichment programs. We are operating an EL tutoring and social skills group during that time. The program runs from Monday, June 26th through Friday, August 18th, and it runs from 7 to 5:30. We have 28 staff already hired. 10 of them are receiving safety care training, which is our restraint training program, on June 20th and 21st. All staff are receiving a program called Challenging Behavior from our behaviorist, Selena Textera, on June 22nd. And all staff are receiving medical training with Floor Pang on June 22nd. So that's the Rockland Daycare Summer Program. For grades 1 through 4, we are still awaiting final approval, but we anticipate it will go through without an issue. A Summer Acceleration Academies grant. Phelps will offer a one-week early literacy ELA program for select students that are entering grades 1 through 4. An Acceleration Academy is an academic program designed to accelerate student learning in the aftermath of COVID-19 through engaging, standards-aligned lessons. The program will run for the week of August 21st through August 25th and help combat summer loss and prepare students for the upcoming school year. Students will be selected to participate based on end-of-the-year benchmark testing, including iReady, Dibbles, and Early Bird, as well as teacher recommendations. For grades 5 through 8, and that's also grant funded. And for grades 5 through 8, we have another grant-funded program. Rogers Middle School will offer 4 weeks of summer remediation to target grade level standards and accelerate growth in the areas of reading, English, math, and English language development. Students will be selected based on a variety of criteria data points, including MCAS and iReady, as well as teacher recommendations. And it will be funded by the Development and Expansion of High Quality Summer Learning Grant, which I believe comes from DESE. So those are just some things that are going on in the summer to help students that need it, and very happy to see so much scholarship money being available and raised and found through grants so that so many kids can participate. So again, thank you to Kelsey Holbrook for taking the lead on that.
That's excellent. It sounds wonderful for the kids this summer.
Yep, good stuff.
Quick question on the 2 elementary school and the middle school programs that are being selected. The students, assuming they'll be notified directly, shortly.
Yeah.
And do we have a ballpark number of how many students we're targeting?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't have that information here, but I can certainly find out for you.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah.
Any other thoughts, questions?
I was just going to say, with the Project Bread and this, it just brings to mind, I know that a lot of the staff do a lot of work on getting grants. And it's nice to see that that's the culture, that everybody within the school system is working on grants so that we can do as much as we can for our kids. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, so
Yeah.
thank you to all of them.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Obviously, Jane takes the lead on it and coordinates, but every dollar we can get through a grant is a dollar that we don't have to spend from the general fund. So,
Right.
and it expands programs. I think you'll understand this very well. Sometimes grants come with strings that make them not worth doing. I'll be honest, they really do. Sometimes they come with strings that are just so cumbersome and have such an agenda that it's not worth doing. These are not that, and they really fit the district and our needs, so I'm really glad to see us using that.
Very exciting.
Mhm.
Anyone else? No. All right. We'll move on to Dr. Crons' evaluation. So as school committee members, obviously our job is to watch the budget and finances and things like that, but it's also to evaluate Dr. Cron and his performance. What Dr. Cron does and his performance trickles down to senior admin, that then trickles down to the teachers and the other faculty, and then the students. So this is probably one of the most important things that we do as school committee members, and what you are electing us to do. So as the chair, I have the privilege of being able to read it. So I set myself up so that I could read it a little more smoothly here. Okay, so first we have that we rate Dr. Cron on his goals. And then we have that we rate him on his performance to the 4 individual DESI standards. So one of Dr. Cron's goals is to implement year 1 of the new 5-year RPS strategic plan. There's 5 of us, so everything I'm going to say is 2 or 3 or 5, however, that always totals up to 5. So 2 of us gave him significant progress, 3 of us gave him meets. And one of our comments was focusing on the building levels transition is something that has been long overdue. Many families have expressed their children's struggles from transitioning from pre-K to K, from 4 to 5, and from 7 to 8. And Dr. Cron is determined to have these transitions become as smooth and seamless as possible. One of the next goals is implement the transition plan for the opening of the new Phelps Elementary School. We have 3 meets and 2 exceeded, Dr. Cron. One of the comments is, even with the last-minute challenges with the final occupancy permit, the senior admin team made adjustments to have a smooth transition. Also, all the upcoming physical morale have been well-planned and communicated. The next goal is to improve students' ELA and math scores in grades K through 5 by 5 to 10% as measured by MCAS scores, iReady scores, and report cards, year 2 of a 2-year goal. All 5 of us agree that you meet that goal. I have no comments on that one. And number 4 is upgrade building security district-wide by July 2023. All 5 of us agree that you have made significant progress. The hard work and support to obtain these security upgrades has been acknowledged. Dr. Cron shows how important these changes are and continues to advocate for them despite the setbacks, which the setbacks are that the bids are coming in higher, and we're really trying to watch how much money we're spending. So that's not necessarily on your shoulders, we've all felt. And then number 5 is establish a district culture that celebrates inclusion, equity, and diversity, year 2 of a 2-year goal. 2 of us chose or said that you are doing significant progress, and 3 of us saying you're meet. So 2 of us saying significant progress, and 3 of us are saying that you meet. So that's that part of that. And then on to rating your performance for the 4 individual DESI standards. For instructional leadership, again, we're going to go back to 5. 2 say that you're proficient. 3 say you're exemplary. Management and operations, all 5 of us say you're exemplary. Family and community engagement, 2 of us say you're proficient. 3 of us say you're exemplary. In professional culture, 4 of us say you're proficient, and 1 of us says you're exemplary. And that's all I have for what we've documented. Any questions, concerns, thoughts? Nothing for the good man here?
Thank you.
Did you catch all of that?
Yeah, it's like 10 of the most uncomfortable minutes of my life on an annual basis.
I
yeah.
try to make it concise, although I felt like I was fumbling all my words, but I believe that we are feeling satisfied that you're here. We know that you're committed, and you're practically a bulldog with us, and that your dedication to the students of Rockland is near and dear to your heart, so we appreciate that. And I do feel in my own self that you hold yourself to a high standard, that you believe in your own rigor, and that you believe that it follows. If you're doing it, then they're doing it, and you wouldn't be asking them to do something that you wouldn't be doing yourself. So that's just my own opinion, but that's all I have for superintendent evaluation. Anyone else? No?
Your transparency is really good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I truly mean that.
Thank you.
All right. And then we vote.
Yeah, I think we can vote to
Right.
accept.
So I'll entertain a motion to vote to accept Dr. Crons' evaluation.
Motion to accept?
And second.
All those in favor? And that's a vote. Okay. Now, we're going on to Rockland Regional Adult graduations. So on June 6th, I had the pleasure of attending, and I was actually asked to speak and had the honor of giving out the diplomas to the 5 graduates for the Rockland Regional Adult Education. We have Emily Rose Cephalou, Helen Vidal D'Olveria, Anthony Polini, Justin Christopher Pratt, and Lillian D'Olveria Roach. This is such an honor to be part of in a ceremony that every time I go, it's just such an emotional ceremony. These kids have worked so hard. They're already working full-time jobs. Some of them already have families. They didn't finish their regular day diplomas for whatever reasons, and they made the choice to sacrifice and go back. And their families are like gonna jump out of the auditorium. They're so proud of these guys. So I wanted to extend again, I said this when I spoke, but just how proud that we are of them, that it really does show that you were committed and you stuck with it, and we're proud of you. I also wanted to thank Val Moretti, Carla Dunn, and the teachers, Denise Brownwell, Diane Kaur, Kelly Howes, Ryan Austin, Megan Casagrande, Kirsten Bartoloni, Nick Dorenzo, Mal Lannon Cotton, Chuck McDonald, Julia Driscoll, and Denise Lopez. These are mostly our teachers that teach all day to our regular day program, and then they go on and they teach these kids at night as well. And you could also see how excited these teachers and faculty were for these students. So I just wanted to shout out to them that we appreciate their hard work and their time for these students. And that's all I have. Any questions, thoughts,
Do you want to read
concerns?
their names?
She did.
I did.
The graduates?
She did. I did.
Where was I? Sorry.
You was still coming
I was
down from
thinking
your
about
revow.
something else. Yeah. Sorry about that. I
That's okay.
apologize.
It was only 5 this
Yeah.
year. They sort of, it took, I think, a little bit more time to get them sort of up to speed. I know some of them had expressed MCAS passing and all of that. I think the catch-up of COVID and things that they had been through slowed them down. In years past, I know there's been 10, 17 of them. So it was a smaller class, but still just as rewarding to attend. And then we'll move on to the request for Bridges Academy 2023-2024 handbook. Dr. Harrison is coming to the podium. Welcome.
Thank you. The Bridges Academy handbook looks pretty similar to the Rockland High School handbook. There are 2, 4, 5 changes I thought I would just mention to you. First, on page 7, it talks about the enrollment process for Bridges Academy. As a reminder to the public, Bridges Academy is our therapeutic day school within the high school, which will start next year in the preschool hallway. The enrollment process talks about how there's a support team at the middle or high school that would recommend a student, meet with the family, get their consent for enrollment into the program. The bell schedule is the second change. The bell schedule for Bridges Academy students is listed on page 10 and 11. That is slightly different than the regular, the students that are not in Bridges Academy. Graduation requirements are, so the graduation requirements are pretty much the same on page 18, but what's gonna happen for a Bridges Academy student with the parent consent is they can sign off on 2 waivers, which make it different. The first waiver is for physical education, and the second waiver would be for world languages. They'd be waived from that 2-year requirement as well as the physical education requirement. Parents can sign both of those waivers. What's important for families to know, which we'll explain, is that if they do the world language waiver, it does limit their options for college. Conduct section on page 24 and 25, that's probably the 4th big difference. The philosophy in Bridges Academy, because it's a therapeutic day school, is not to remove the students from school, it's to keep them there and try to work with them. So there's something called a level system. There's 4 levels of behaviors and consequences for those behaviors. So the students may lose like a reward, or they may get a reward for good behavior. So it's very rewards-based. If the student were to drop to level 4 or level 1, they'd start on level 3 or level 4. And if they did go to level 1, they'd be asked to go home for that day, but come back the next day for a fresh start. That's definitely different than suspending them from school or keeping them out of school long. And in the tables on starting on page 25, you'll see the word level drop versus Saturday detention or after-school detention. That's the big difference in the handbook. In the last change is I took out the athletic section from the Bridges Academy handbook. The reason is students in Bridges Academy can participate in athletics, but just like a grade 8 student in the Rogers Middle School, they don't have the athletic section in their handbook, so I thought let's just simplify it. If a student does do any sports or prom or any of the fun stuff, they just be governed by the high school handbook. And that's it. That's the change. Those are the changes. 2, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. Any questions, concerns? No?
I have a question. Have you, I know this is relevant, I guess, to Bridges Academy, but how is staffing going for Bridges Academy?
Staffing is fully staffed right
Oh,
now.
okay.
We have
I
a
was noticing the names. in the
awesome,
book.
I actually inserted the names.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Page 6, we're fully staffed. And it's a great team. It's a great group of people. A lot of work was put into putting this team together.
Do we have students?
We are close. We've met with pretty much all the families that were enrolling. We have a few left this week, but I anticipate we'll be fully enrolled.
And remind me, what's that number?
So for each grade level, you ideally want 4. So if it's 7th and 8th grade, you want 4 7th graders, 4 8th graders to make a group of 8, 7, 8, 9 max. So for like the 7th and 8th grade cohort, we're about 4, because it's really only 8th graders at this point. We haven't put 7th graders in yet. First time 9th graders about 5 or 6, and then repeat 9th, 10th cohort has about 12 names that we're narrowing down to 8.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm impressed that you're going this fast, that this is how much the
Yeah.
need was, right?
Well, and remember that this program is buttressed by the SAIL program, which
Right.
has between 40 and 45 students. So you're really putting a whole bunch of safety nets in place. And this is, again, for those students who are routinely missing anywhere from 40 to 60, 70 days a year, and
Right.
their chances of success are super slim, so
All
very
right.
important.
Very important, for sure. Do we want to have this as a first reading and table it and come back, or do we feel comfortable to vote?
I'm comfortable to vote. I did the comparison. I was like, wait, that looks
looks
similar. I was like, wait, I had the RHS handbook open and was like, that section's missing. So I'm good.
You're good.
Yes.
You've looked over thoroughly. Okay.
There's also a spelling mistake. I'm just
Back to school.
back to school.
All right, so then I will entertain a motion to pass the Bridges Academy 2023-2024 handbook.
Motion to approve?
And second.
All those in favor? That's it.
Thank you.
You're
Oh,
welcome.
before you go, Dr. Harrison, could, maybe December timeframe, maybe 3 to 4 months into it? I know that's not necessarily in the curriculum corner we have at RHS, but maybe there's an opportunity to do a Bridges Academy update or something in the middle of next year? Or-
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm always
That'd be
welcome
great.
to tour anybody, if
Cool.
anybody wants a tour of it.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, great.
Okay. On to the superintendent's report.
Thank you.
Dr. Cron.
So my first item is going to reiterate some of the things that we just said, but I am really impressed and happy to report that Bridges is fully staffed. I'm extremely impressed because finding someone who can teach math and science is difficult, but finding someone who can teach math and science in this environment and successfully is really difficult. So congratulations to Dr. Harrison and his team. Congratulations to Greg Banks, who will be teaching history and English, and Nicole Kubik, who will be teaching math and science. And thank you to our Rockland High School guidance counselor, Danielle Thoreau, who will be supporting the program, as well as special education teacher Kate McShay, who will be joining us from the middle school, along with paraprofessional Jacqueline Williams-Pina. So I'm thrilled that that is staffed, because the staff will make all the difference. Whoever's, those people in those positions will make all the difference in success or failure of the program. So when I asked him the other day if it was staffed, and he said it was done, I was like, oh my gosh, unbelievable. All right. And then the last 2 weeks have been extraordinary as we wrap up what I consider to be a historic year in the Rockland Public Schools. It began for me with the Memorial Day celebration in the stadium, where more than 600 students and their teachers gathered to honor our fallen heroes through song and visual art. It was, to me, beyond moving to see our police, fire, and school personnel alongside our elementary students gathered together in Veterans Memorial Stadium. The next event that really jumps out to me, and I'm going to miss a million events, so I apologize to all the events that took place, but part of the reason I wanted to say this is I'm just, at this time of year, every year, I'm overwhelmed by how many people are working hard in this district in different places.
Right.
And it's just amazing. So the National Honor Society induction, which has been the same in this town for, 80, 90 years, and it's so well done, and Margie Black and Kathy Paulding and
Ms. Walsh.
yeah, Ms. Walsh, thank you very much. I didn't want to forget her. Just did an amazing job. And our senior awards night and Rockland High School graduation, they're just so inspiring to me. And again, it reminds me of how many smart, caring people we have working here on our behalf. Next, we had the Rockland High School awards night for our freshmen, sophomores, and juniors that is paired with the Academic Hall of Fame induction ceremony. And we inducted 3 RHS alumni, Dr. Kara Strobel, class of 2007, Domingos Robinson, class of 1991, and Regina Quirk, class of 1985. They are amazing individuals with amazing stories, but each of which the Rockland Public Schools played an important part in the early part of their life story. And then just yesterday, or this week, we had Rockland Public Schools preschool graduation on the stage in the auditorium with caps and gowns, and our littlest ones getting their moment in the sun, and their parents beside themselves in the audience. And I just want to congratulate our preschool teachers. They did an amazing job. And today our middle school hosted 4th graders and welcomed them up to the middle school for tours. And it was fun to see our wide-eyed 4th graders being introduced to the middle school and being led around by middle school student leaders, which was phenomenal. I say all this because I want to congratulate the school committee and the town of Rockland for creating such a supportive environment for our students. I interact with superintendents from all over the South Shore and across the state on a regular basis. And I can tell you without reservation that this is a very special place. And I know you hear that from me all the time, but it really is a very special place, just by virtue of the number of groups that work together as opposed to fighting with one another. Just the lack of conflict and controversy that we deal with, it's just such a positive environment for our kids. And I feel like the last 2 weeks just puts that all on display. Again, the support we receive from our town and our parents is really rivaled only by the quality and commitment of our teachers and staff. And then to put the cherry on the cake, you walk past Phelps Elementary School, an $86 million project that is not finished yet, but just an extraordinary facility that's going to serve our kids for the next 50 years. And so I am really grateful to be here, to be the superintendent, and to be part of it, and just want to congratulate Rockland for doing such a terrific job educating their students. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Dr. Cron. I like to call it ceremony season.
It is
Because we have
ceremony
the
season.
honor, we get to sit here every other week for sure and talk about policy and this and that, but to go out and be out in the public and be able to be offered to speak and attend all of these different ceremonies and see the kids from preschool all the way up to night school doing so many wonderful things. And then to go to the Hall of Fame and have a kid that we graduated with, my husband hung out with, put into the Hall of Fame. It's like total full circle for us. And you know this, I think I preach too, that I'm a Bulldog, that I'm raised in Rockland, and I believe in this town, and it's the little town with such big heart. But you do go to all these things, and you really do. You go home feeling so full and happy that this is what we get to do. This is where we get to live. So I agree with you. I just love this little town.
Yep.
Any other questions, concerns, thoughts? No? Are you feeling full Bulldog pride-ish? All right. We'll move on to our public service announcements. I'll start with you, Belinda.
All right, the WRPS Rocks Scholarship Fundraiser. It's a movie and band performance of the Dogmatics. It's going to be here at the Rockland High School Auditorium on Saturday, August the 26th. Doors open at 6 and the movie is at 7. Tickets are $15 in advance, $20 for the event. And really big side note of this is in last year, this scholarship distributed over $4,000 among 5 students who applied.
Wow,
So it's a really good event to participate in.
yeah. Is that all?
Yeah.
Ms. Hennessy?
I guess to follow on what Dr. Crons noted in Jill's comment that it is ceremony season, had a pleasure of going to a few events as well, but just wanted to highlight the field trips that are happening, the parent involvement, the field days. It's so great to see and be saddened with the last field days at Jefferson and Eston, but look forward to that large field day that we will have next year at Phelps. So it's going to be an interesting challenge. Wanted to express congratulations again to the class of 2023, but also good luck to the high school students that are starting finals today. So good luck in those exams. Good luck to grade 8 as they transition up and finish their end of middle school, and grade 4. I know they're doing tours, so they're closing out their last days in elementary school. So it's exciting time. Enjoy this last week and enjoy summer. It will go fast. Already thinking about the end of August, especially in the high school sports. They're having sports meetings and prep for all of that. So good time. That's it.
That's it, thank you. Ms. Davidson?
Wonderful. I'd like to wish everyone, I know we have one more meeting, but the final week of school is upon us, so enjoy it and good luck on finals. Staff, enjoy your summer, take time for yourself. And also Rockland Day is this upcoming Saturday. There's a full day of events and activities for all ages, and then it ends with fireworks in the evening. More details are on Facebook and other social media sites, so check that out. And that's all I have.
All right, thank you. Dr. Morrisman?
Also, I very much enjoyed the high school graduation this year, and thank you to Dr. Harrison for keeping us out of the rain and getting us there at exactly the right time. So congratulations to the class of 2023 and their very proud families. And just a reminder that I think it's just Jefferson and Eston that have a half day on this Thursday, and then everybody has their half day on Friday, so, and that's it, that's all I got.
All right, thank you. I have a shout out to the students and faculty that got to go on the RMS Philly trip. I'm sure they had a great time, and everyone was very well behaved and represented Rockland well, so thank you for that. Neither of my kids got to go on that because of COVID, so it's cool to me that they're back and going again.
It's a source of contention in the Hennessy household. Jillian did not go, Jason did go, so.
See, neither of mine went, so it's no
Yeah.
contention. And then I wanted to bring up summer reading and homework. It's dreadful for parents to need to even think that we have to do stuff during the summer, but it really does keep the kids going and learning through the summer. So look ahead and sort of put that on the agenda for how you're going to plan out the summer. And I wanted to thank our team here at WRPS for every ceremony that we're at. We have the honor of giving out diplomas and speaking. They are running around like crazy people in the background trying to make sure everything is on tape and the microphones and everything is working. We are blessed to have you all here. I know you can hear me and see me. I think we don't realize how much you all do in this town for the selectmen and just all the other committees and things that are going on. So I just wanted to say thank you, and we appreciate you. They're giving me a thumbs up, which is better than a thumbs down from the window. And that's all I have myself. I think we've all said everything, and I have certainly said enough tonight. So with that, I will entertain a motion to end the regular session of school committee meeting and enter into executive session for discussing non-union salaries and not to reconvene back into the regular school committee meeting. So I'll do a roll call vote. Ms. Randstrom?
Yes.
Ms. Hennessy?
Yes.
Ms. Davidson?
Yes.
And Dr. Morrow Small?
Yes.
All right, and I say yes. So thank you all and have a great night.
Thank you.